Warframe has a lot to do, but how does the game keep players coming back and avoid burnout? They use time. Warframe time gates content, having you wait a period of time before progressing. Whether it's waiting days for a Warframe to build, or going in daily to build standing for a syndicate. That being the topic of this video, the good, the bad, and what you can notice in other games. There's a limited amount of standing you get per day based on your master rank using this formula here. Resets at around midnight, 1 AM. This is good for pacing because it limits what you can get done in a day, instead of encouraging binge gaming where you have to play multiple hours at a time and finish stuff as soon as possible. This is also why you come back to the game, because there's a limited amount of standing you get per day, and because that's the only way you can get standing, you have to come back tomorrow to keep playing. Most games already have this in the form of a stamina system. Check here for a bunch of gacha game examples. Some of them let you carry over stamina in case you're not finishing it out. Otherwise, you either pay to refresh your stamina, which is good for sales, but not really good for players because you shouldn't be expected to pay to play more. Rewards are what make these daily systems work. In Warframe specifically, it's quite good because you notably get relics for prime parts and specific mods to upgrade your weapons and Warframes. There's some other small other rewards you can get from syndicate to syndicate, but generally speaking, having standing on standby is very good when you're building different Warframes. And if you think about this in other games, for example in gacha games where you farm out equipment and other such things, generally speaking, your daily time will vary in how important it is based on that reward. In Warframe specifically, if there is a certain prime that you can currently get now, farming outstanding is a good idea because you can buy relic packs and then sort through them and get the relics that you need. In other games, it's just a chance to get equipment, or it's just for money, experience, whatever the like. So understanding that kind of the value of your time is very important. As well, with rewards, you can put your newer rewards in older areas to reuse them to give your game a more cohesive feeling, and it's not always just replacing whatever's old with new stuff. So pacing is also a problem with this system, as the average standing cap for a player is around 20 to 25,000. This is fine if you are just after the rewards that I mentioned, but if you are trying to max out New Syndicate from 0 to stage 5, it does take more than, or close to rather, half a month to get it done if you're playing daily. A lot of players want to finish their stuff ASAP, which is totally understandable, and there's no real clean solution to this, so it's up to preference from the developers and the players. So with a lot of games, you'll find a lot of content routes, or a lot of people saying there's a content route, but in reality, it goes back to they're not having a limit, so there's a lot of people binging the game, finishing it within 2-3 weeks, rather than pacing out the content. The same can be said once the content is finished. A lot of players feel like they're just checking in to check in, and for Warframe's sake, you don't actually need to get the standing every day. But from personal experience, there's some games where I just tip off the face of the planet unless there's something that I care about, and other games, especially gacha games, where I just check in to check in, and it's just mindlessly clicking a few buttons. It doesn't really feel like playing the game until there's content that I'm interested in. Another issue as well is solid state standing. So in newer syndicates, there are collectible items that you can get, and you can trade in to get standing without playing a mission, which is fine. On paper, it's fine. You can get standing without having to spend the actual time daily playing the game, especially if you're busy or whatever happens. But for the most part, this can be a problem when you are running the mission so many times and you make a point to collect everything. You end up having a lot of this in surplus, and you just check in every day And this is an issue, like I said earlier, with content where you're really only interested in the game when there is something you care about. And in between that, if you prefer to have standing ready, you just have to check in and not really play anything, just click a few buttons. My solution, or really my preference, is to use it sparingly, so then you're still kind of playing the game. But I can understand the convenience of it, especially for me, at some points where I just don't want to play Warframe, and I'll just turn in whatever I need to turn in to buy whatever I want that week or day in particular. So some stuff to take away from this video is to understand the value of your time while you're playing a game, and not to some massive degree, but understand that the time that you put into a game on a daily basis, or on whatever basis that you have with playing games, is it beneficial to your account in some kind of way? And other than it being fun, which is obviously nebulous, do you feel like what you're doing with the game is worth your time? So you'll find a reason as well within actual design as to why you come back to a game, rather than your personal tastes and interest in the game. You'll also find a reason to dislike certain systems in a game, so you might not like stamina because I just want to keep playing, or you might not like just checking in as a whole. After watching this video, you can better understand your gaming experience, what you like and don't like, and you can better notice it when a game does it better or worse.